example of using substitution method and graphically if you needed to do a real world problem. So this example is in a pre-calculus textbook on page 478 if you want to follow along. We have $12,000 invested in two different funds. One is paying 9% interest and another is paying 11% interest. And the yearly interest is $1,180. How much is invested at each rate? So we first need to set up the variables. One of the variables is 9%, and then the other variable, which is the y variable, is at 11% fund. So we need to figure out exactly how much of that $1,180 goes into each variable, and then the total. So we're going to set up a system. Here is our system. The first one is how much of the 9% fund plus how much of the 11% fund, and it's going to total $1,200. And then the second example is the amount of interest that you make. Remember, 9% as a decimal is 0.09, and 11% as a decimal is 0.11. So we have 0.09 times so much of the 9% fund, and then 0.11 times so much of the 11% fund, and that total is going to add up to your interest of $1,180. So this is your interest equation, and this is the amount that you are investing in each fund. So if you want to think of it like a savings account, obviously they're not that high in this market, or maybe a mutual fund. Kind of think of it that way. Mutual funds are a little bit higher. So let's go down now and solve this system. How we've learned how to solve this system, one way is graphing it. You could take and graph these two equations and find their point of intersection, and that would be how much b for x or y. Or we could use substitution method. More students, I would say, prefer the substitution method. So to solve this using substitution method, you start with one of the equations. It's easier to start with the top one in this example and solve it for a variable. Either you can choose the x variable or the y variable. I'm just going to solve it for x, so $12,000 minus y. Now we're going to go into the interest equation. 0.09x plus 0.11y equals $1,180. So this piece is going to replace inside for x. So 0.09, replace the x with 12,000 minus y, plus 0.11y equals 1,180. If you wanted to eliminate the decimal places, you can multiply the entire equation by 100. It's your choice on that. So I'm going to solve this. So I'm going to multiply 0.09 times 12,000. And then 0.09 times negative y is negative 0.09y. And then plus 0.11y. And then the right side is still the same. Well, these two pieces are like terms. So we're going to combine them. Negative 0.09 plus 0.11 is 0.01 y. Oops, 0.02y. And then 1,080. And then 1,080 here. Now subtract 1,080 from both sides. So 1,180 minus 1,080 is 100. Last step is to divide both sides by 0.02. 100 divided by 0.02 is y equals 5,000. So what that's telling us is we are going to invest $5,000 at the 11% interest rate. How do we figure out the other value? Is choose one of the original equations. Much easier to choose the top equation. So x plus y equals 12,000. We're going to take the 5,000, which is your y, substituting it right here. So x plus 5,000 equals 12,000. Solve it for x. So subtract 5,000 from both sides. Nice number of $7,000. So what we have in that case is you're going to invest $7,000 at the 9% interest rate in order to gain $1,180 in interest.